Hello YouTube, this is Obi-Wan coming at you with another video. Today I'm going to be discussing how I use exponential moving averages. If you would like to know what's the difference between the simple moving average, the exponential moving average, and the weighted moving average, I suggest you check out Investopedia.com to have great explanations for what each one of those are and how they're different. I am going to pull up my exponential moving averages on the SPY daily chart. This is the 1-year chart that I have pulled up. And I'm going to go to the studies here and pull an exponential moving average. So I like having 4 exponential moving averages. So I'm going to plan 4. And the first one's going to be 9. I like this one being purple. The second one, I like having it yellow, and this one's going to be 20. Third one is going to be the 50-day moving average, and that one is okay as blue. And then the last one I like is the 200, which I'm going to color code orange. And my goal today in this video is to show how these exponential moving averages move in relation to price action as well as momentum. So I'm going to click OK here. And we can see clearly here the 9 is moving way faster than the 20, the 50, and the 200. When I look at the charts, is where is the current day price in relation to the moving averages? So last day on Friday, we saw that the price closed above the 50-day moving average. The 9-period moving average has crossed above the 20-day moving average, and we're still below the 200 moving average. So if I was looking at a stock, this would look like a buying opportunity since the momentum is shifting bullish and the candle has closed above the 50-day moving average. The other thing that I look for is where are the moving averages crossing the 200 moving average, because that is also a change in direction. So you can see here when the 9 and the 20 cross over the 200, the price turned bullish, and then it started turning bearish again when the price closed below the moving averages here. And then we're moving lower after the 20, the 50, and the 9 crossed 200 bearishly. You can see the price action just dropped. These two rose up again, failed to cross the 50-day moving average. You can see none of the prices in these days close above the 50-day moving average. And then once again, we had this bearish cross here and we dropped. So now we have this bullish cross, price is moving above the moving averages. And we can see here that the 50-day moving average, the price candle closed above it. So that's looking bullish. Now I want to zoom out to the weekly chart. Let's see, 3-year weekly chart. So we can see here for the 3 years for SPY, it has been above the 200 moving average with the exception of this 2020 dip. You can see the price dipped below the 200 moving average. The 9 moving average and the 20 moving average dipped below the 50 moving average. And then all of a sudden, we get a cross here, and then the price just rides this 9 and 20 moving average. And you can see every time the price touched the 20 moving average, it bounced up. So this is what I look for in momentum. And on the weekly scale, you can also see here that the price broke below the 9 moving average, and then it bounced off the 50 moving average, and then it rose up again to test the 20 and the 9, but then the 20 and the 9 crossed bearishly here. And then they moved down, closed below the 50 here, and then the price rose again. You can see here that the price failed to create a bullish cross here between the 9 and the 20, and then the price continued to move down. And then it touched here again, and then it moved down. And right now we're sitting above the 9 moving average, the closing price for the weekly candle. So I'm suspicious on that cross on the daily chart because the price hasn't crossed bullishly on the weekly chart. So this is general idea of what I look for when I'm checking out the moving averages. I can also use this in my scan tool All right, so I have my scan tool pulled up here and I want to look in all stocks, and I have added a filter by going to add filter and clicking study. And what I want to look for is what we saw with SPY, where the 9 exponential moving average crossed over the 20 and the price closed above the 50 moving average. So how do we put that into a study? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to custom and I'm going to hit edit, and I want study, I want exponential moving average exponential, and I want this 9 by default if it says average exponential moving average. So we want this greater than the 20 exponential moving average. So there's our first logic statement. So to get our second logic statement, we're going to go back to add condition. We're going to go to select condition and click price. We want the close, and we want it greater than study, and we want to do exponential moving average, and we want to select 50 and hit save. All right, so I'm going to hit OK here. We have our custom study built in. Let's check out the scan. So the scan brought back 5,000 results. I'm going to add another filter on, let's see, stock, and I'm going to do, let's see, we want last. And I only want stocks between $1 and $20. That should narrow down our search results. So I'm going to hit scan again and see what pops up. So now we have 2,403. Okay, let's add another filter here, and I want volume. And I am going to move the volume to, let's say, what is that, 100,000? Okay, let's try that. Okay, that's better. 737 stocks that pull up into my scan query, which is still a lot. So I can narrow this down if I wanted to. I like looking at high volume stocks first. Of course, TBLT, I don't want to look at that one. It's a meme stock that I'm not a fan of. So we can look at some of the other ones. All right, so I have TBLT pulled up here, and I just want to show an example of what the moving averages can do when you can see where they cross. So this one crossed bullishly the 9 over the 20 on 720, and then the price ran up, and then it closed above the 50-day moving average. But you can see there's quite a ways here for the price to move to the 200 exponential moving average. And my indicators are telling me that this is going to move lower, especially with this needle top candle here. So we'll see what happens next week, but I'm not going to make any forecasts on the stock. TKLF, once again, you can see the 9 crossed the 20. Way back here on 6:30. Let me see if I can get a better zoom. So you can see here they were moving together, and then the 9 starts moving above the 20, and then it starts shooting up. And then all of a sudden, the price just went all the way up, way above the 50 exponential moving average. And you can see that there's still a ways to go before it hits the 200 at $10.52. Check out PGY. You can see here the 9 crossed the 20 on 721, and then the price, boom, it ran way up. And now I'm seeing that the 9 also crossed the 50, and that's also a bullish indicator. That means the price could go higher from here, but once again, I see another big needle top here. I do like that the price closed above the 200 exponential moving average here. So we'll see what happens with this one as well next week. Let's check out Ford. All right, so this one is a better example. It crossed bullishly on 719, and then you can see that the price ran up and it closed above the 50 2 days in a row. So 50 is now acting as support. The 9 has crossed over the 20, and it looks like the 9 may cross over the 50. But my indicators are telling me that this may move lower. And the 200 EMA is also sitting at $14.80. So that's all about I'm going to go over today. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope this helps in your technical analysis when you are using exponential moving averages. As always, if you want to follow my daily updates, please follow me on Twitter. The link is included in the video description below. Thank you, and I will see you next week.